Sooner Scoop HD.
NATO sat here two weeks ago and said he hoped that was the wake-up call his team needed. Won 4 in a row, number 1 in the country. Why don't you think that win springboarded you guys the way that a lot of people thought would?
I think they're just we had a lot of guys, we played well in that game. We haven't had the consistency across the board. I feel that I think one of you guys mentioned after the game the other day, like, it seems like one game it's rebounding, one game it's, it was, last game it was the turnovers. So we're searching and grinding the guys still to find consistency on this team. And we're trying to find consistency on guys playing well in terms of, together off the bench, guys off the bench being consistent. So that's what we're just trying to grind for, of being more consistent.
Eli, Porter Grant mentioned the meeting you guys had after Saturday's game, I think, and maybe something that got said somewhere in the media that jumped out. What prompted that? And
What jumped out in the media?
Grant mentioned something that got brought to the table, but on the whole, what prompted that meeting? What did you feel was accomplished in that meeting?
Just that, like, we still got to take one game at a time, and we got to put some things together. I think one of the things that it seems to have happened to us recently is I thought we came out really ready to jump all over Kansas. I mean, I think they had 4 points in the first 9 or 10 minutes, and we were up 10-4, but I felt it should have been 16 or 18-4. I mean, I felt, we call them 4-point swings. We had a chance to have a 2-on-1, and we botched it. We made it should have been just an easy handoff. We tried for a lob. That got botched. They come back down, score 2. That's a 4-point swing. We had a layup where we could have hit Tanner. We drove in, took an acrobatic shot, missed a bad shot, came down. They scored a layup. Those are 4-point swings. We counted like 6 4-point swings. We've got to do better of when things aren't going our way. We've seen it snowball on us 3 games now recently. And West Virginia, TCU, and this one where it just kind of snowballed. And we can't be at the 10-minute mark, like up 10-4, and go in down 13 at half. We can't be at West Virginia, 4 minutes left to go in the half, be down 26. We've had large runs go against us. We got to be better. I got to be better at calming them down. I got to be better at possession by possession. Let's not all of a sudden have these huge quick runs stumble against us. And I felt that happen against Kansas. And then to the point, I thought we regrouped, got at halftime, came out, made them call a timeout in the first 2 minutes. Cut it to I don't know what we cut it to, but we cut a 13-point lead to maybe 4 or 5. And then they ended up going another big run. We've got to really guard against that and just be, if other teams doing well, all right, good possessions, tight defense, strong with the ball. You don't need a gamble when another team's on the run. You don't need a bad shot when another team's on the run. That's when you need to have a good possession. Got to do better at that, and I got to help them get better at that.
Justin.
Tags has shown his defensive impact, offense still coming along. Just what are some things you're looking to see out of him on the offensive side of the ball to really become a two-way threat for you guys?
Just, sometimes as freshmen, especially when you start playing, things are sped up. Just to slow down a little bit. I thought, when he's get his drive, that's something we really like. But then when they collapse on him, instead of trying to make an acrobatic shot, he's got to play off 2 feet and kick it. That's going to come with slowing down. It's going to come with age and get more minutes because he can really go downhill. He can draw fouls, but he also got to see when he draws a crowd, that's the one you got to play off 2 feet, kick. And I think that's the next evolution for him is just to slow down and change speeds. Sometimes right now he's just 1 speed, downhill like really fast. He's got to learn to change speeds, come off, then change speeds, or go downhill and slow down and then kick it. That's what we got to help him with.
Yeah, first matchup with Jerome Tangs, Kansas State Wildcats here. What stands out about them, and is there any shades of Baylor in them? Does that help you, playing the team he just came from twice already this year?
Yeah, they lots of shades of Baylor, but he's also put his own flair on what they're doing. He's they got 2 all-league players that are playing really well, and then they got really good other players that are playing very well. I think they've been really consistent. That's what really sticks out to me, is how consistent they've been. And that, a la Baylor. Baylor, it seems to me, usually they're a team, I mean, they're an older program that got it, being consistent. But to have them being consistent this fast, but they got, you know, Keanu Johnson could be up for National Player of the Year, not just Conference Player of the Year. He's I mean, really digging in. I've seen him when I'm scouting other teams that he's played against, but now that I've locked in on them, he is so powerful. Can shoot it, can post you up, can ISO drive you. Just phenomenal. I mean, that addition, they got it late. I mean, he's really good. And then Marquise Noel, who's a returner, to average 20 and 7. The ball just goes everywhere. I mean, he's just so good at distributing the ball, but he can score. I mean, he's consistently been getting 20 a game and 7 assists. So I think Desi Sills is a transfer portal guy that's done really well off the bench. I think he's had 4 or 5 straight double-figure guys. They got some size and length that is really playing their roles. I think he's got guys playing the roles, but I just think Kansas State's been really, really consistent. He does such a nice job, and then, you know, he's got could be 2 National Player of the Year, could be Most Improved Player of the Year, Noel, 2 first-team All-Leaguers. Those 2 guys, along with how the other guys are playing, so consistent.
Eli? With Marquise Noel, I mean, we talk so often in this league about the big physical guards. He's the opposite of that, kind of a unicorn. Is he a lesson maybe in the portal era of where you can find guys coming from and times in a row?
Yeah, you know what? I think he's special because, you know, if you're gonna, you know, with his size, you got to be tough as nails, and he is. You got to do a couple things really elite. He can score and he can distribute. He keeps the ball going, and he finds a way defensively. He gets on the ball. He'll front you in the post. He'll find a way. And you know, I don't think it's as simple as saying, all right, Marquise Noel's 5'8", 5'9", and he's doing this against everybody. Anybody else can do it. I think he's special. I think what he does is he's tough as nails. He can shoot it. He can pass it. He does those things. So if you're going to do that, it's a great lesson for other guys. I mean, you can be successful. It's not the size you are. You can be successful at this level. But you better check those boxes of toughness. You better be able to shoot it, knock down a shot. You better be able to be ready to guard bigger guys and be tough. He checks all those boxes.
Good.
I know you've kind of talked about where the mentality starts with you and kind of the toughness and the grit. Throughout this losing stretch, what have you kind of had to do to kind of keep this team together and stay grounded as the leader of the team?
I want them looking at me every single day and saying, man, Coach believes we can win every single game we walk into. Because I do. I really do. Every bone in my body, I prepare like it. My staff prepares like it. And I want them to, yesterday, I mean, we came in, we met yesterday. I mean, I walked in that locker room and everything was egg. What do we need to do better from the Kansas game? What could we have done better? And like, this is what we got to do to beat Kansas State. That's what they got. And it's not fake. It's not. It's authentic. I really go into every single game, and I believe that with this group. And they walk in, and they know that my preparation, my staff's preparation, every belief is 100% that we can win. That's what they got to see out of me every day. And we got to help them be more consistent. We got to put them in better positions to be more consistent. We've got to guard to be more consistent, and that starts with me. And we'll continue to be trying to push that wall down.
I know Grant kind of mentioned that, I guess Doc was having some sort of, wasn't a seminar, but when you guys were watching film, he said Doc had kind of an inspirational message. What was that message from Doc?
Yeah, it was just off the cuff. It really wasn't a coaching. It was just something that was kind of in our locker room, but it wasn't. It was just an off the cuff thing. It was just our team. You know, we're all kind of saying the same message.
Bob? You know, Porter, last 2 home games haven't been, they've been rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week there was reports about mutual interest between yourself, Notre Dame. One, would you care to comment on that? And 2, do you feel like you're losing the fan base a little bit?
No, I hope not. But I'll comment on the first thing you said. Is I'm a Catholic kid from Chicago. That we had a lot of success in the Chicago area with that, and a lot of respect for that university. With that said, I have no interest. I've not pursued it, nor do I have any interest. Oklahoma's my home. The Sooners are my home. I'm in the beginning process of turning a program around in an era of the transfer portal, of NIL, and the Big 12 being in an unprecedented territory. Those three, and then the COVID extra years. I mean, all those colliding and having to rebuild a roster. I'm so committed. I'm home. This place means a lot to me, the people here, the fan base. I spent so much time with the student body, with the fan base. So, no, I don't. Yeah, of course, everywhere you go, you're going to have people, talking. So I know that, but there's nothing that can be said to me that's not stopping my vision and my passion of where I want to go and how I want to look at building this program and winning here. There's nobody that wants to win more than my staff and I. And this place is, I believe the people here, they're so special. And I can't control what reports. I can't control what is said about rumors about jobs. But I can say unequivocally that's a false report saying I pursued it. Unequivocally. And nor do I want to. I'm home. I'm home. I left home to be at home. Does anybody want to win and wish the results were faster? Of course, I do. But they're going to come. They're going to come. Like I said, we're in unprecedented territory trying to build this with all those four things I identified. But there's nothing that has wavered on the vision and where I want to go and with this program.
Sooner Scoop HD.